I would like to invite you to this extraordinary goddess tour and sacred marriage retreat in India. I put this together to give Westerners an opportunity to dive deeply into this culture that does truly honour the sacred feminine in all her different faces, her love, her gorgeousness, her fire, her wisdom. When you can open to particularly using some of the local spiritual practices, you can really get a whole body experience of these different faces of the goddess, if you like, within each of us. What is different about this tour is that our base is a still traditional Indian village, which was created around a great tantric master who moved into the area the middle of last century. The simplicity of being in this village, which has a number of different temples to both the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. We're not around the clutter, so that we can dive more deeply into the experience. On a practical level, we pick you all up from Mumbai using an air-conditioned minibus with seatbelts. We deliver you to our home base, which is a homestay run by a very lovely Indian family who basically host us and look after us, not just in their home, but in the community. This is what's unique about this. We get to live within an Indian family's realm. Ganeshpuri village is a very sweet place in the sense that, there's been Western pilgrims going there for many, many years, and so Westerners are very honoured, very respected, very protected. It's a very safe place, particularly if it's your first time in India. Then we go off on our adventures, and sometimes that will be an air-conditioned bus, sometimes that will be in rickshaws, so we get really down with the locals. And sometimes it's just walking to the temples in the village. India is a very chaotic place, and it's lovely to have a base which is in a relatively quiet area that life is still relatively simple. The only real additional expense is how much shopping you want to do. There will be opportunities to go shopping in Mumbai or shopping locally. Part of our program is we do a Shiva Shakti experience, and the men and the women separate. And the women go off and learn how to wear exquisitely beautiful silk saris and get made up. And so they are physically embodying the goddess. And the men go off with our own silks and go and do Shiva work, getting ourselves aligned with the sacred masculine. And then eventually the two groups come together, and we do ceremony around the sacred marriage. What we're offering is a mixture of inner and outer experiences. Each day we will do some of these local spiritual practices, meditations, chanting, mantras, visualizations, combined with the Western form of experiential astrology. What is also unique about this tour is that we use all the best of group work processes to create this reservoir of safety and holding, so that we're all supporting each other's openings, healings, and liberation. Within the sacred marriage context, we'll be accessing the parts of self that represent the goddess and the parts of self that represent the sacred masculine. And symbolically, on lots of different levels, bringing those together. That's preparation for then visiting the local temples, whether it's Lakshmi, whether it's Kali, whether it's Durga, or Saraswati, or Radha. And the preparation allows us to be open to the energy that has built up in these temples, many of which are hundreds of years old. So we visit the goddess's temple and then we visit her consort. And in that way that energizes what we're opening to within. but also to experience it in this very deep, beautiful cultural context. And as people open up to that, we can have extraordinary kind of spiritual openings, we can have extraordinary heart openings, we can get more in touch with a level of wisdom and intelligence that can only come from the feminine. And that has life-changing consequences in terms of our own inner wholeness, in terms of connecting to the sacred aspects of our sexuality, and connecting to energies that have a deep intelligence that can transform us from within. And it's from that awakening of Shakti, if you like, that we can become more powerful as agents of change, agents of bringing the sacred feminine into a world that desperately needs it. This tour has some auspicious timing connected with it. Every year in India there is a festival called Navratri. It's a 9-day festival to honour the goddess. And in Ganeshpuri village, which is normally relatively quiet, every evening of these 9 days the village erupts in chanting and dancing and ritual and celebration, which allows the ecstatic, liberated, erotic, playful, joyous dimension of the goddess to be expressed. Astrologically, in Western astrology, 2015 is a year of the sacred marriage. There's already, so far this year, been a number of astrological lineups that represent the different layers of this union of masculine and feminine within each of us. This tour is doubly auspicious on those levels, and we aim the program and our spiritual practices to fit that kind of broader collective longing. I often say to Westerners, like, going to India even once in your life can change the way you see the world, just from being in the culture. I dearly, deeply, joyfully offer you this opportunity. These tours have been a long time coming, and those of you who know the different facets of my work, of everything that I have done, this is the thing that brings me the most joy. And I want to very much be able to share that with you, both on an inner level, but also to, make the most of this extraordinary place that India provides for us.